What's up everybody, welcome back to the CP3 EP channel. Now you may notice that is not him speaking. Unfortunately, his mic did not record anything throughout the entire rebuild, so instead of scrapping the whole thing, he asked me, his editor, to voice it over like I do on my own YouTube channel, The Wild Jeffrey, where I play old Madden games mostly on the PS2 and Xbox 360. Now of course this Panthers team is led by Bryce Young, the first overall pick out of Alabama, and there are some mentors behind him in Andy Dalton and Nick Foles to really help his development. Miles Sanders, a good signing from the Eagles, is going to be the RB1 for us. We also got Adam Thielen here from the Minnesota Vikings, 33 years old. We got DJ Chark as our wide receiver 2, Laviska Shenault, and also the rookie Jonathan Mingo, who could have a big impact on this offense. Another nice signing in HAYDEN HURST from the Bengals, 30 years old now. We also got Ian Thomas and Tommy Tremble on this team. The offensive line is looking pretty good. We got Ikem Ekwumu, as I'm probably butchering his name, the former first-round pick going into year 2. Right tackle, not looking too bad either with Taylor there. Left guard, leaving a little bit of something left to be desired, a 73 overall, but right guard Austin Colbert is an 80 overall, which is pretty solid. Center Bradley Bozeman down at a 72, but overall it looks like the offensive line is pretty good. To the defensive side of the ball, you got Shy Tuttle just at a 70 overall, so we're going to need to upgrade that defensive end position. Derrick Brown opposite him is looking pretty good though at an 84. The middle of the defensive line is looking all right though. Up to the linebacking core, you got superstar Brian Burns, and he's going to be one of the key players of this defense. Opposite him's not looking too great though, just a 73 overall, but the middle linebacker Shaq Thompson is looking great as an 85. JC Horn, the young corner, continuing to develop. He's an 83, and hopefully we can get him up into the 90s. Dante Jackson's also a solid corner. CJ Henderson also on this roster at a 74. Jeremy Chinn's going to be our free safety. He's an 82, and then Von Bell at strong safety. He's an 84. Special teams has Eddie Pinheiro at kicker and Johnny Hecker at punter. Now the Panthers have no first round pick in 2024. Of course, they gave that to the Bears in order to draft Bryce Young first overall, so that is going to have an impact on the upcoming offseason. And we're going to go ahead and just sim all of the 2023 season, and we finished with a 6-11 record. Nothing too surprising though, wasn't necessarily expecting playoffs going into year 1 here. Bryce Young as a rookie, just over 4,000 yards, 28 touchdowns to 22 interceptions. The turnovers just a touch high there. Miles Sanders with over 900 yards and 10 rushing touchdowns. Bryce Young also had over 300 rushing yards and a rushing touchdown himself. Adam Thielen over 1,000 yards and 9 scores. That's good to see out of the veteran. HAYDEN HURST with over 900 yards and 7 scores. And then the rookie Jonathan Mingo with over 800 yards and 3 touchdowns. Defensively, Shaq Thompson led us in tackles with 128 of them, 7 of those for loss. Derrick Brown had the most though with 15 TFLs. Brian Burns had 14 tackles for loss and 10.5 sacks. Derrick Brown with 9.5 sacks too, is looking pretty good. And surprisingly, Xavier Woods of all players led the team in picks. Joe Burrow is your 2023 MVP, and Sean Payton turns the Broncos around and wins Coach of the Year. Offensive Player of the Year in the NFC goes to CeeDee Lamb as the Cowboys go 12-5. They also have the Defensive Player of the Year in Micah Parsons. Bryce Young finished 6th for Offensive Rookie of the Year in the NFC. Jonathan Mingo was right behind him there. And the Chiefs are looking to repeat as Super Bowl champions here as they play the Dallas Cowboys in Super Bowl 58. But the team with the offensive and defensive players of the year win their 6th Super Bowl. Some key re-signings now. Brian Burns, of course, he's got to get himself a new contract. He's one of the best players on this team. JC Horn's 5th-year option is also going to get picked up. Jeremy Chinn's going to get himself a new contract. Frankie Louvu's going to get an extension. CJ Henderson's going to be sticking around on this team. So a lot of this defense is sticking together, but unfortunately, DJ Chark wants to test free agency. Same thing for Laviska Shenault. So to replace them, Carolina is going to sign McCole Harbin in free agency. Recapping the draft, of course, they didn't pick until the 2nd round with Will Tillman, a right tackle with hidden development, Spencer Dobbs, a solid-looking corner in the 3rd round, and then Emmett Williams out of North Dakota, a receiver in the 4th. So now jumping into the 2024 NFL season, we're going to sim all the way to the playoffs, where we finished with a 13-4 record, but it's not good enough to get the top seed. The Cowboys finished with the same record, but apparently they had the tiebreaker there, and Bryce Young really took a big year 2 leap, 4,600 yards, 43 touchdowns to just 10 interceptions. Miles Sanders had over 900 yards and 14 touchdowns this year, and Jonathan Mingo also took a big year 2 leap, 1,100 yards and 20 touchdowns, which is insane. Adam Thielen also had a good year with over 900 yards and 6 touchdowns, and McCole Harbin was a good signing with over 800 yards and 4 scores. Shaq Thompson once again led the team in tackles. Derrick Brown had 13 tackles for loss. Robinson and Tuttle each had 10 TFLs, and Brian Burns 13 sacks. That leads the team, 9.5 there for Luvu and Brown. 5 interceptions for JC Horn. That's who you expect to be at the top of this list. Josh Allen takes home his first MVP as Young finishes in 5th, but Frank Wright is going to win Coach of the Year. Jonathan Mingo comes in 2nd for Offensive Player of the Year, and Micah Parsons wins his 2nd straight Defensive Player of the Year. We're going to go ahead and sim this wild card matchup against the Eagles, and they pull off the upset 42-28. Not the result we wanted to see there. We had a rematch of last year's Super Bowl, and the Cowboys win back-to-back against the Chiefs. We need some key re-signings now to get back to that 13-4 record. We do pick up the 5th-year option for our left tackle, and then boost our defensive line in free agency along with Mitch Morris at center. The Panthers took cornerback Justin Boykin in the 1st round of the draft, 24th overall. Then in the 3rd round got McElroy at defensive tackle, and in the 4th, Dante Good, a receiver out of Washington. So once again, we're just going to be simming the entire regular season, and this year it was good enough to get the 1st round bye. This divisional matchup against the Seahawks is going to be simmed, and this time the Panthers get the victory, putting them a game away from the Super Bowl. Carolina needs to stop the Cowboys from going to 3 straight, and now Tommy Tremble downfield with a great catch as Young finds him across midfield. Currently trailing by 7 here in the 2nd quarter. Young to the right side, and he's got his man Allen there, who gets brought down after picking up 15 yards. Young looking to throw again. He's got a clean pocket, gets this one out to his man. That's going to be a touchdown for Emmett Williams. The 2nd-year receiver scores. The Cowboys respond with a touchdown of their own, so now with a minute left to go in the 1st half, Carolina looking to get into the end zone, and it's Emmett Williams again with a big reception. Young dropping back to throw again. He's got a clean pocket. Downfield, he's got HAYDEN HURST at the 30. 30 seconds left to go now. Young with another clean pocket, and he's got Williams inside of the red zone. 20 seconds left to go now. 2nd and 10. Young firing that one, looking for 6. Touchdown Emmett Williams. That's his 2nd of the night. Carolina looking to take their first lead of the game now, all tied up at 21 apiece, and what a catch by the tight end HAYDEN HURST. He was a great free agent signing by the Panthers. It's really panned out, and now we're going to find him again inside of the red zone down at about the 14. Bryce Young trying to lead this offense into the red zone for a 4th time today. It's HAYDEN HURST again, and he's going to be just shy of the end zone. 1st and goal, looking to punch this one in with the running back, and it's in. The Cowboys respond with 3, so if the Panthers can get this into the end zone, they'll have a 2-score lead in the 4th quarter. Over the middle, it's Dante Good, the rookie, with a 1st round reception. 2nd and 10 from the 50-yard line now. Young's gonna go deep, and he's got Dante Good, the rookie, with another big reception down at the 11. Carolina faces a 3rd down here though, and they'd love to get this into the end zone. Wide open over the middle. Who else but Dante Good? He's been the man of the hour for Carolina, and after getting the ball back, Bryce Young is just gonna kneel this one out. The Carolina Panthers are headed to Super Bowl 60, where they're going to square off against the LA Chargers. Before we jump into that game, we got to take a look at the 2025 stats here for Bryce Young. 43 touchdowns to 7 interceptions, 4,600 yards. He balled out this season. Another 900-yard season for Miles Sanders, 11 touchdowns for him on the ground. Tommy Tremble is now an X-factor at tight end, almost 1,400 yards and 14 touchdowns. Jonathan Mingo, 1,300 yards and 11 scores for him. That is an insane duo there. And to no one's surprise, Shaq Thompson led the team in tackles. Most TFLs, of course, is going to go to Brian Burns with 14. He also had 12 sacks this season. So between him and Derrick Brown, they got to the quarterback 20 times this year, and Josh Sweat had 4.5 sacks and 7 tackles for loss. Surprisingly, Shaq Thompson led the team in interceptions as well with 7, and Bryce Young just missed out on the MVP as Josh Allen won his 2nd. Frank Reich does win back-to-back Coach of the Year awards though. CeeDee Lamb does win Offensive Player of the Year again. Bryce Young comes in 4th there with Tommy Tremble right behind him, and Micah Parsons wins his 3rd straight Defensive Player of the Year award just ahead of Shaq Thompson. So now it all comes down to this: Super Bowl 60 between the Carolina Panthers and the LA Chargers. We're going to pick it up here in the 2nd quarter. Carolina up 10-3. Young's going to throw that one over the middle, and he's got Emmett Williams, who hangs on to that one for a 1st down. 3rd and 7 around midfield over the middle. It's going to be caught by Dante Good. These two young receivers have become a pretty good duo on the field throughout the playoffs here. Over the middle, it's going to be Dante Good again for a 1st down. Faced with a 3rd down and 9, Carolina looking to pick this up. Young over the middle. It's going to be out of reach for HAYDEN HURST, so the Panthers are going to have to settle for 3. Under 30 seconds left to go in the first half now. Young over the middle has got Emmett Williams. I think that's going to be a first as the Panthers use their second timeout. Under 20 seconds left to go now. Young's got a clean pocket, floats that one to the right side. What a snag by Dante Good. He breaks away from the defense, sheds a tackle, and that's going to give Carolina the 3-score lead at halftime. LA makes it a 10-point game here in the third quarter. Young over the middle has got Dante Good, and he's going to fight for the first. And now down to the goal line, it's third down. Bryce Young fires over the middle, but Emmett Williams unable to hold on to that one. And then Eddie Pinheiro misses the chip shot 20-yard field goal. Luckily, the defense would get the football back into the hands of Bryce Young. 3rd and 15. He's got HAYDEN HURST, but he's 5 yards shy of the sticks. Luckily, Eddie Pinheiro does hit the chip shot field goal this time. And now all this Panthers offense has to do is just run out the rest of this clock. And with that, the Panthers are going to be bringing home their first Lombardi trophy as they take down the LA Chargers 30-17. Bryce Young can't believe it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you want to check out CP3EP on Twitter, there's going to be a link to that down in the description. And if you're interested in some more Madden rebuilds and franchise, you can check out my channel at The Wild Jeffrey on YouTube. Of course, subscribe to the channel here and leave a like if you enjoyed the video. And there's going to be some more Madden 24 content coming your way soon.